Our Grand Marshal today is Thomas Brown of Swarthmore. He was serving as the Pennsylvania Department of Veterans for Foreign Wars State Commander in 2016-17. He's a member of VFW Post. Tom earned his VFW eligibility through service in the U.S. Navy and Navy Reserves from 1950 and 56 and 57 through 67 with 6th and 7th Fleets. His foreign service included spending time in Cuba, Korea, and Germany. He's our Grand Marshal today, and he's going to say some words now. Tom?
Good morning or good afternoon. It's a pleasure to see everyone here. And I'm very proud to see everyone here today because Memorial Day is not Veterans Day. Veterans Day, we celebrate the veterans that are with us. Memorial Day, we celebrate the veterans that are not with us, that made it possible for us to be here. First thing I want to say is one gentleman who is with us, Ed Hess. Being a Korean veteran, World War II was going on. I was still delivering newspapers and walking the streets as a young man saying, boy, I'm going to miss this when it's all over. And 5 years later, the Korean conflict came on. And just like the Vietnam thing, it got lost in the minds and the hearts of a lot of American people. And thank God that it's back. But we gather together today on this Memorial Day to celebrate and honor the men and women of our military who died while protecting our nation. And let us remember, the dead are not truly dead until we forget them. As we give thanks to them and contemplate their ultimate sacrifice, we realize how markedly inadequate our attempts are to pay tribute to them. Actually are. There are no words that will be properly reflect the magnitude of what they accomplished and the amount of endearing love, respect, and honor that we hold them deep in our hearts for them. Throughout our nation's history, there has been a heavy cost involved in preserving our way of life. We as a nation have shouldered the cost. And for many generations of men and women who fought and died for freedom's sake, it came to them not as a burden, but as a duty. Perhaps it should be mandatory that every citizen of this great nation takes that benefit from the American valiant efforts on their behalf toward the resting places of America's war dead. Located in every cemetery in this country, you'll find a veteran. Also in Normandy and all the other cemeteries, France, Holland, Belgium, Italy, North Africa, the Philippines, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, the Pacific, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Sacred ground, silent testament to America's commitment to freedom, loving people everywhere. Freedom is not free, and there is a tremendous cost involved in our effort to defend and defeat those who would try to endanger our liberty. Fellow Americans, our intent today is not to speak of the glory of battle, we are to pay homage to heroes or icons, but rather to reflect on the persons behind the deed and remember all our fallen comrades for what they actually were, people like us. Do you remember? The neighbors next door, the kids who lived down the block. They were the high school quarterbacks, the cheerleaders, the class clowns. They included the honor roll students as well as the dropouts. Some of them grew up to be police, firefighters, plumbers, physicians. Some were rich, some were poor, and many were blue-collar workers. They came from every race, creed, and color. They came from every corner of our great nation and from other countries as well. Regretfully, the sacrifices of our comrades are sometimes forgotten or disregarded, especially by those who have gained from this. That's us. History and current events have proved that the heavy fist of tyranny and terror would prevail over many countries that are enjoying relatively recent freedom and democracy. Not for those we honor today. I think it is incumbent upon those who take so much for granted to consider what alternates would be available to them, if not for the selfish sacrifice of so many of our comrades. Throughout our nation's history, there has been a heavy cost involved in preserving our way of life. We as a nation have shouldered the cost, and for many generations, men and women who fought and died for freedom's sake, it came to them as a burden, not as a duty. Together they defended, protected, and advanced the cause of freedom. They were different in many ways, yet somehow they were all the same, unified in spirit and united in purpose and mission. The men and women who we honor today are no better or worse than any of us. While protecting our nation, they did not choose the events of the world and the circumstances which were thrust. Rather, circumstances, events which trust them. The defenders of this nation fulfilled their obligation to us, and it is up to us to honor the obligations we owe to them. They deserve not only our gratitude, but deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Let us leave here today knowing that our destiny as free people is entirely up to us. Let every deed and every act of each of our days be guided by the memory of those who gave their lives for our future freedoms. May their sacrifice continue to inspire us and give us hope. God bless you, our troops, and God bless America.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for your great words today. Memorial Day.